Hello, this is Smita Kumar, and you're watching Medicircle. Today, on our healthcare startup series, we have Punita Khatter with us. During the outbreak of COVID 19 in 2020, Punita realized that many elderly are living without the basic amenities along with emotional needs of love and care. So, unlike other startups, like in this healthcare startup series, we have been covering so many startups. But unlike other startups, which are generally very much, designed, developed, there all the plans are ready when they are starting, about what would be done, what would be done next. Unlike these startups, while Punita started senOcare, which is her startup, it was more driven on a need-based thing. Like when we, because see, in COVID-19, like everybody was in panic, and we didn't know how to manage with this and how to counteract this kind of a pandemic, because humans have first time, I think, in 2020 we believe that this kind something will happen. We were like forced to live in those kind of scenarios. I mean, we have to be at home, we shouldn't go out, and we have to use so many safety measures. But we need to imagine that how difficult that time could be for our elders, because they need to be cared, they need to be treated, they need to be more with the help what they needed during those tough times. So as and when discovered that the elderly need more and more care, their social movement, their social work, which she started with senOcare, then finally it conceptualized into a personalized 24 by 7 elder care center by the name of senOcare. Now, senOcare looks after the, I mean, they're definitely there in the elderly care segment, and but Punita has herself around 3 years, three decades of experience, and she has also founded her travel company, that's Mice and More, that has also 20 years of experience into this industry. And her forte is into corporate events and organizing conferences. She has established senOcare with Sarthak Khanna and Sanjana Kohli. So, hi, welcome to Medicircle, Punita.
Thank you so much, Smita, for having me over for this show. It's a pleasure to connect with your audience.
So great to connect, Punita, with you, with our audience, where people are actually trying to know what is the healthcare ecosystem looking like, and what are the new offerings given by different kinds of startups, some based on needs, some based on plannings and their own personal accomplishments. Another factor that drives is investment. So let's talk about senOcare first, Punita, and tell us more about your venture.
Smita, as you briefly did mention, it's unlike most of the startups because this, I think, God has taken up us on this path because when COVID broke, we were the first one to be out of work, being in the travel event space. And rather than, sitting idle, we decided to go out and help the people who needed our help. And as destiny had his way, we were invariably reached out by kids whose parents were staying alone, and their plight was really palpable. So something that started as a short time support to the society actually turned out to be a journey of no returns. And that's in nutshell the story of how senOcare started. And of course, Sanjana Kohli, my friend for last 2 decades, was the one who convinced us to, take this as a project. And once we did decide, couple of months down, there was no coming back. So much so, Mice and More has revived and picked up pace. It's my first love, but my new baby, senOcare, is getting most of my attention. Uh, to give you a little insight as to what senOcare is trying to do, is unlike most of the companies, there are very many companies who are doing great job in the space of elders home healthcare. However, we realized for being able to help elders you know, to be feeling more empowered, confident, mentally strong. We need to help them beyond their medical needs. While medical needs are there, more important, but that is not the only area they need help. And as per the survey done by us, we realized that there are huge challenges that they are facing. The technology that has made our life easy has made their life difficult. So with all the insight that we gained, we conceptualize the solutions in senocare, and we reach out to the elders. We tell them to share what are their problems, and we try to customize solutions to address their individual needs, because no two elder is same in their problem areas. So it's a holistic approach to elder home care. And we normally get mistaken to be a old age home. We are not. We are helping elders in their houses with their unique problems. It could be a plumber need, a electrician. It could be uh, attendant requirement, a doctor consultation, blood test, uh, repair, maintenance, assisting them to banks, uh, online payments, you name it. As I said earlier, their needs are different, and so we provide them solution based on their needs.
So, Punita, but there are a lot of other healthcare startups who also claim to do, and that they are actually just not providing sometimes medical treatment or other cases. There are a lot of times these elders needs to be connected, cared, and treated well, so that there is someone to talk to. There are such needs which you might have faced definitely during the COVID times also and post COVID time also. That their needs cannot be something which is like charted and jotted down, and every individual is different, and you need to customize your services for them. So, how difficult was it for you to establish something like senocare, and what are the prime USPs of it?
Very good question, and a challenging one for me to answer, because I know there are quite a few companies and they're doing very good job in their own way. Having said that, each have their different forte. Some are focusing on healthcare, some are focusing on ancillary service, but we saw a huge gap where there are none who are providing holistic support in an accountable manner. Googling a number of a plumber and giving them is not a solution. Also, giving support to the elders over a call, or through Zoom chats is is defeating, because old age brings in loneliness and aloofness, and to top it, COVID only added to their you know sadness. So it was very important, keeping the social distancing norms and everything, that we reached out to them to the best of our capabilities. So we have psychologists, we have care managers. We encourage interaction and talking to them, getting to know their problems, making them comfortable. Most of the time, the first reaction is a denial by the elder to even accept a support. They feel, it's like
Yes.
some, a business concept where people are trying to. It's when they see in real time life getting more comfortable, they getting feeling more sense of security, and small things like their birthdays being made to feel special, their anniversary again being celebrated, that they realize, no, this company is really, they don't want to let go of us. you know uh, like a greedy child, I every day look forward to going to my mobile and looking at the messages, because invariably there are beautiful messages like, Punita, our parents prefer to call you than us nowadays. We have stopped worrying. We have started sleeping at night. The
Yes.
joy of reading those messages is unparalleled. So while
Immense
there are
satisfaction.
many people, and I encourage as many, India has the second largest elderly population. senOcare is small. We are making an effort to go national. We will be sharing the good news that we've received seed funding from a very good person, and we'll be going national. But having said that, our country needs much more than just one company, and there are good companies. We need to just understand the needs of elders, and this particular space needs compassion and passion.
True, very true.
That's all I feel.
And how does does senocare focus on helping in improvising the elder healthcare? Because see, there are so many aspects as we just discussed. It's just not healthcare. It's just not ancillary services or mental health. There are so many things. So what are the prime focuses, or how you actually prioritize these services?
So, Smita, while I do, uh, uh, I mean, our company main focus is trying to help elders to first solve their immediate day-to-day problems with regard to health, with regard to running their lives, um, and making them emotionally stronger and happier. uh, my long term ambitious vision is that the people who are going to walk that path, all of us who are going to be the senior citizens tomorrow, we need to change our mindset, we need to change our personality, we need to be a little more guarded and look at our later years as the golden years of our life. The concept of golden years in India does not exist. Saying that to most of the elders gets a reaction that is, better not shared. So, while in Western countries, people look forward to retirement and, living
Forward
their
to grow old,
unfulfilled
forward
dreams.
to such things.
Here, it's sacrificing, saving, cutting
True.
cost. That needs to change. So, senocare is even trying to encourage preventive care where we all take better care of ourselves so that we can promote, encourage happy aging and golden years. We look forward to golden years of our lives.
And
That's my dream.
yes, and as I think senocare has also collaborated with lot of big multinational companies, urban company Medanta Hospital, the 98.4 pharmacy, SRL Path Labs, and more. So tell us more about your network and how is it actually helping the elders who are there, your consumer, whom you are trying to make their lives easier and
Yes. So, Smita, when we chalked out the blueprint of what our, what space we are going to work and what need we are going to serve, we realize that there's a mammoth list of requirements that need to be taken care of, and we did not want to lose our focus. So our focus is elder care. We cannot get into the due diligence of a plumber and electrician. While we promise that we will take care of those services, we cannot compromise on the security, safety. We cannot compromise on the professional discharge of the duty, and we cannot get into those many areas. So the best thing, the solution for us was to collaborate with companies and people who are best in their respective field so that we can focus on elder care and provide the support that they need, while the professional companies who collaborate with us in delivering what we promise to the elders.
And Punita, you were like nominated for the National President Eldercare Council by the Women's Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry. So please tell us more about it. And congratulations for that.
Thank you so much, Smita. I wrote back to them when I got that I think that you sent me by mistake. I've just forayed into this space. I by no standard, qualify and do justice. But Dr. Haveen was, convincing, and she spoke me out, and gave me reasons, and uh, it's a trust that they have bestowed, and in my own little way we are doing promising work in the space of national elder care, by doing certain research and awareness campaigns and stuff like that. So it's a much bigger role, a challenge which is not easy to take on. But I guess when people trust you, they help you, inspire you to bring the give the best out of you.
That's very true and so humble of you to say like this because yeah, I've spoken to so many entrepreneurs. See, there are a lot of them who have actually planned and dreamt of their startup, but something like senOcare, which is actually very much need based, and also in a very, I mean, in a segment where you need to be very much dedicated. See, there are a lot of challenges. See, there are a lot of challenges. If you even if you are very much tech driven, still the assistance to the elders, it would be really really difficult for them. It's just not that the service needs to be delivered. Just as Punita discussed that yes, we can find a plumber and we can just share the number, but it is much more than ensuring their safety, ensuring that the work which has been done it's proper. There shouldn't be any repetitive works for the same thing, for the same complaint. Now these are some of the standards which I'm very sure that the senOcare would be following. Tell us, Punita, is senOcare more service heavy or it's more tech driven?
A very good question indeed. Because of what I've been saying, it might have looked like it's all service driven, and uh, so Smita, in today's time, if we do not embrace technology, we cannot scale up. So while I understand that our project is such that we cannot and we should not and we will never take away the human touch that is required to serve our end, I will not call it a customer, but our end user. But having said that, all the other things that can be automated are being automated, I think, from day one. And every passing day, we are automating more and more processes. We are coming up with smarter solutions to provide more efficient service to the elders using that technology. So they don't need to use it, but we use it to help them, to serve them better. So because if you're saying we are giving 70 plus services, we have more than 2 dozen suppliers. You cannot possibly do it through a spreadsheet. It has to be system driven. It has to be tracked. It has to be rated. There were no two ways, doubt in my mind that technology has to be embraced from stage one. And going forward, we are even partnering with some American company for certain solutions that help us in the preventive care and the monitoring of the healthcare
That's
in particular.
uh,
So senOcare is a beautiful combination of technology and personalized service.
So, but as Punita, if service, like we think that this is such a crucial part, like see, as we just discussed, there are so many, and you need to choose the vendor, you need to ensure the service is proper. So there are a lot of permutations and combinations that go in a proper service delivery. So how, I mean, scalable do you feel it is for any elder care startup at least, like if they are only considering on the services area?
The best, what I feel, how I've lived my life is, or I tell my team also, when you start a day, get the most problematic things done first. So when you want to do a project, you first identify what will come on your way of scaling up, and you crack that. And when you crack that, then scaling up is not a problem. So we feel, as time comes, I'll share with you. Maybe we will chat soon. So we are aware what can be the challenges, and that's why technology is something we embrace from phase one. But in the service part also, there are certain things, if not done, scaling can be a problem, but it is already being a thing that is being worked from day one.
So, like as Punita just discussed about how her startup senOcare is doing great, especially in the elder care segment, but we need to also understand that why there are such dedicated startups, because I hope you might be knowing that India hosts the second highest elderly population after China, as Punita just shared during the interview. Like with over 138 million elderly people in India in 2021 alone. So now it's very much important to pay attention to this growing subset of the population. There are around 67 elderly men and 71 elderly women in this particular bracket in 2011-21. While at the same time, the general population has raised only by 12.4%, the population of the elderly has raised by 32.7%. That is a huge, huge percentage. So definitely the mindset needs to be definitely changed. That's one thing. It shouldn't be like, yes, that we are retiring and there are a whole lot of responsibilities that needs to be done while we consider the Indian population. Whereas the Western population, they actually look forward to growth. They look forward to retire. That yes, things would be much more smoother. But definitely, there are a lot of startups in India also, and in the Western countries also, like Papa, Devoted Health, Point Click Care. So one thing I liked about Papa that yes, they have arranged. I mean, asked these college students to be pals with this elderly people. So now that's a very good idea, because it's just not the services they are looking for. It's much more than that. It's the companionship they are looking for, and which they would be getting from that. Like when we say that okay, they have grandchildren and grandparents are best, they are super happy with the grandchildren. Why? Because they are playing their own childhood with these grandchildren. So that's one beautiful thing what we can ensure for our own elderly people. Rest, we have good startups who can definitely take care of such people who are not able to extend that support to their senior citizens of their family. So thank you so much, Punita, for joining us today and sharing your wonderful views about how senOcare is redefining the elderly care segment in Indian startup ecosystem. We look forward to more interactions with you, and it was really a pleasure having you with us.
Thank you so much for having me, Smita. Thank you, and wish you huge success in all your endeavors.